Hello Math 20-2 and welcome back. Today we're looking at factoring trinomials in the form of, well, ax squared plus b. But the only difference is today we're going to look at when we have a leading coefficient of a. Okay, so here we go. This question right here I have set up for us on Notebook for us to try and solve and do. So here, let's take a look at this here. We're going to look at this here and we want to make this into a rectangle so the best we can. So I'm just going to slowly arrange this so it is a rectangle. So I'll just move everything till I eventually make my rectangle. And I'm going to rotate these. And this guy here has to rotate. There we go. So I'm just going to continue moving these around. There we go. Down there. What are these guys? Also down here. And eventually we get our rectangle, which looks just like this. So now, if I want to find the rectangle as the area, what is the side length? Well, this distance here is x, so it's x plus 1, 2, multiplied by 1, 2x plus 1, 2, 3. Okay? So if I was to write that down, and I'll show you right here on my sheet, it is going to be x plus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 3. Okay? So we get x plus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 3. So we have 1, 2, going down, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 1, 2. And that's it. Okay? So that is how we write it out in factored form. So this part here actually goes down in there. Okay? But now we're going to get into our next part here. It says, factor the following using algebra tiles. So it wants us to factor this one here using algebra tiles. Once again, we have to follow the same thing. It takes a long time to do this. If I was to factor this using algebra tiles, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'm running out of space. So I'm just going to write this over here. So I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no other way. These have to be lined up next to each other. Then I'm going to have 7x. So I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I can't start another row because it won't perfectly line up, so I have to put my other 2 here. 1, 2. And then we have plus 2. That's 1, 2. So it looks like that, and if I factor it, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5x plus 2, 1, 2, all multiplied by x by 1. Okay? And that's how we do that, because we go by those distances. All right? Now, here's example 2. Now here they want you to use the decomposition method. I'm going to show you how to do this with the box method. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this box method again. Same method, like this. Okay? And we put our 7 here. Except the only difference for this one is we're going to have, this is going to be 2 multiplied by 6, which is 12. Alright, so we have 12 there. So now I want to know what 2 numbers multiplied together give us 12, and we add them gives us 7. So I have 3 and 4. So I have 3 and 4. Now, here's the next part. We multiplied this by 2, the 6 and 2 together. So these here we both have to divide by 2. So it's 3 over 2 and 4 over 2. This is the same as 3 over 2, and this can be simplified down to 2 over 1. Now this bottom number here is what goes by the x. So I'm going to have 2x plus 3 and x plus 2. And that's all we do. Okay? Let's try this next one here. I'm going to do these next few just using the box method. You can use whichever method you want. I'm going to try it with the box method. So we have 5x and 7. So once again, box method. First, we go 5 times 2, which is equal to 10. And then here we have 7. Well, that is still 5 and 2. Makes 7. Okay. So we have to divide both of these by this 5, because we multiplied this by 5, so we're going to have to divide both by 5 and see how that cancels down. So we have 5 over 5, and we have 2 over 5. This simplifies to 1 over 1. So we have x plus 1, and we have 5x, because the bottom is always the one that goes by the x, 5x, and we have plus 2. And that's it. This is a 5. I'll erase that, make it a little bit clearer. We have 5x plus 2. Okay? Let's try this next one here. Basically, once again, we have to multiply those. So I'm going to do my box method. Okay? And we have negative 18, because that's negative 3, and here we're going to have 17. Well, what works to 18? I could already tell you it's going to be and 17, and there's a difference. Second. Sorry about that. So if we look at these, one is positive, one must be negative, because it's negative. So we have a positive and a negative. Which one's bigger? The positive. So I'm going to say 18 and 1. So we have 18 here and negative 1. And that works out fine. So we go back to this. That is 1 over negative 1 over 6 and 18 over 6. 18 over 6 is the same as 3 over 1. So I continue this. I'm going to get 6x, subtract 1, and I'm going to have 1x, or just x, plus 3. That's how we do that. Okay? Let's take a look at this next one here. All right. So once again, I'm going to use my box method. And I have 3 times 8 is 24. And I have, and it's negative, and I have negative 2. Huh. So we need a negative and a positive number, and this time the negative is bigger. Okay, because that's a negative, so we know it's a negative and positive. Negative is bigger. So what am I going to use? I'm going to say 6 and 4. So we have 6 and 4, and this must be negative. And my leading coefficient was 3 that we had to multiply there, so we're going to have to divide both of these by 3. So I'm going to have negative 6 divided by 3 and 4 divided by 3. This is the same as negative 2 over 1, and this here is going to be 4 over 3. Okay, so I leave this up. So I have x minus 2 and 3x plus 4. That goes there, this goes there, this goes here, and this goes here. Okay, tops are always what we're adding, and minus the x. All right, let's try this one here. So I'm going to have 12 and negative 8. Well, this means they have to be the same. They're both negative. It's a negative and negative. We're adding them together. I'm going to say 6 and 2. 6 and 2. Factor it out, we get 6 and 2. Okay? So, once again, both of them are divided by 12. So I have negative 6 divided by 12 and 2 divided by 12. These both simplify down. This is going to be, both of these can be divided by 3, which is going to be, or both of these are divided by 6 actually. I don't know, it's like 1 over 2, and this here is going to be, that's negative 1 over 6. Okay? So I'm going to get 2x minus 1, and then 6x minus 1. Just remember the bottoms revert to the x's. Okay? All right, last set of questions. Here, I look at this one. I don't like this. This isn't in the right order, is it? So basically, it's negative 2x squared, and we have minus 7x plus 15. Okay. So let's go like this. Box method, I'm going to get negative 30 and negative 7. Okay? Nothing can be factored out here. So I leave it like that. Now, what makes this negative? They both must be, in this case, one's negative, one's positive. So 7 different. So we could go 10 and 3. Yep. And the negative 10 is bigger, and then we have 3 on the bottom. Okay? So both of these are over negative 2, so negative 10 over 2, over negative 2, and here we're going to have 3 over negative 2. So I leave this up. This makes it positive, so that's going to give me the same as x plus 5. Okay, because that's 5 over 1. And this here is going to give me negative 2x plus 3. Okay? And that's how we do that one there. Alright? Notice where my negatives went? I kept my negatives there until these canceled off. This one, I kept the negative on the bottom. I didn't put it on top. Okay? And this one's I have both negatives. Okay, let's try the next one here. So we want 15x. I'm just going to zoom in so we can see it a bit clearer. And that's nicely set up. So once again, my box, I'm going to have, whoa, 150, negative, oh, wait a minute. I could simplify this. These are going to be big numbers. I could divide everything by 5, right? So I'm left with 3x squared plus x, and this is going to be minus 2. Whew, good thing I did that. Otherwise, I would have had 150. Now it's just going to be 6, negative 6. And here is going to be 1. That's 3 and 2. And the positive has to be bigger because that's positive, negative 2. Okay? So both of these must be divided by 3. So 3 over 3 and negative 2 over 3. This is 1 over 1. So we get x plus 1, and we get 3x minus 2. And that's my answer. Hopefully you understood this. Good luck as we talk tomorrow and we solve the questions together. See you tomorrow.